It's a beautiful day for non-public baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, as in non-public B, South Jersey semifinals. It's the Holy Spirit Spartans and the Bishop Eustace Crusaders on a fantastic Tuesday afternoon. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins along with Shane Bobrovsky on the call. This is going to be a fantastic matchup between two ball clubs that have been in very different positions. Both play very tough schedules. Holy Spirit coming in 14-11. They upset Doane Academy in the quarterfinal round to get here. Meanwhile, Bishop Eustace, they had an easy ride. They beat St. Joe's Hamilton 10-0 in the first round. There's a lot on the line today, and this matchup is certainly going to be one to remember.
100%, Dan. The pitching matchup is going to be fantastic between McLaughlin and Rivera. Rivera pitched a very clean game against Doane Academy back on Thursday, May 28th, only allowing 2 walks, 2 hit batters. Defense was very clean for that game. I expect a really good ball game here today.
Yeah, and for Josiah Rivera, he's got an ERA north of 5, but he should be able to lock it down today because, listen, things are different in the playoffs, and it just matters differently. But J.J. McLaughlin is a player that's really interesting to watch for Bishop Eustace for the sake that he's been on this team for 3 years, but this is his first year pitching. He's had 40, 50 at-bats, if not more, in his freshman and sophomore years, but now he's making it into a two-way player, and he's hitting 6 today as the DH and the pitcher. He's got a 1.02 ERA in 44 innings. He's just been a fantastic player to watch, and not only that, he's top 5 in the state in walks. He's walked 29 times at the plate. He's a player that can really hurt you from multiple different positions this year.
Absolutely, Dan. He just gets on base. He just knows how to play baseball. He's a great player. That's why he's here. That's why he's here today with this team. He's ready to go.
And another turnaround story for Bishop Eustace has to be Mason Rosenberg. Listen, he is the talk of the town, if not the talk of the state here in South Jersey this year, right up there with Mickey Gilligan, for some of the best power bats that South Jersey and, the entire state of New Jersey has to offer. Rosenberg has 11 home runs this year after only having 1 each in his freshman and sophomore seasons. Now in his senior year, he's got 11 home runs, and he's turned a .222 batting average from his junior season into a .411 average as a senior. Now, Rosenberg is spending his post-grad year at the Hun School up in Princeton, so he's definitely got a bright future ahead of him. He's got a lot of weight under his shoulders. He's somebody I watched as Bishop Eustace was warming up, got here about 2:45. They were hitting BP on the field, and Rosenberg took about 10 swings in his first hitting session and hit about 7 of them over the fence. So the kid's a crazy power bat, and I think it's going to work really well with Bishop Eustace tonight. Both of these dugouts seem loose. I think Holy Spirit's taking a lot of momentum from their win over Doane Academy, which was an upset win. And then for Bishop Eustace, they're just riding as normal. They're going to try for their 3rd straight non-public B championship appearance. And, of course, all 3 years would be against Gloucester Catholic if they win today against Ranney.
Yeah, 100%. Bishop Eustace, they're one of the top programs in South Jersey for a reason. That's why they have a home game here today. That's why they're always going to be ready to go. They're a tough out. So is Holy Spirit. Credit to Holy Spirit for all they've done this season, but they've got a tough road ahead of them here today with as a huge underdog. It's going to be tough, but I would like to see what they can do today.
Well, for Holy Spirit, they're going to try to upend the 2-team order that has dominated non-public B for so long with Gloucester Catholic and Bishop Eustace. We'll take a break. Holy Spirit and Bishop Eustace in non-public B, South Jersey bracket, will be when we return. Bishop Eustace's starter, J.J. McLaughlin, for the right-hander. 27 and a third innings for him, 34 Ks, 10 walks, and a 1.02 ERA. He's got a whip of 1.17 as his infield backs him up. And the right-hander, who, as we said, is in his first season as a primary pitcher, or I should say as a two-way man, is going to get ready here versus Holy Spirit. Getting started just about on time. It's 4:02 p.m. It's 76 degrees here in Pennsauken. Route 70 to our right, Cooper River to our left. It's the Spartans and the Crusaders, and we are underway with a strike called, 0-1. McLaughlin, for what it's worth, has a really interesting leg kick when he gets into that rotation. That one's low, 1-1. Gabe Yates behind the plate. With the leadoff man, Ty Costabile, the center fielder for Holy Spirit, who also a multi-sport athlete, headed to Rowan University to play football, and they're going to say that ball hit him. So breaking ball ran inside, and Costabile will reach on a hit by pitch to open up the ball game.
McLaughlin seems very fastball heavy early. Interesting to see how he continues that throughout the game.
So this is going to bring up their number 2 man, the left fielder in Brendan Murray. Holy Spirit upset Doane Academy 6-5 in the quarterfinal round to advance, after beating Wildwood Catholic in the open round 12-2. Now Wildwood Catholic has the state's leader in hits in Nick Antonicello, who had 55 hits. He's already at 97 career hits as a junior. It's unbelievable, but just missed that time, 1-0. Brendan Mooney, the junior, batting .341, 15 for 44, 3 extra base hits, 11 RBIs, and 13 walks. He has hit safely in both of Holy Spirit's playoff games so far, 2 hits versus Wildwood Catholic and 1 versus Doane. McLaughlin from the stretch. This one's going to get dropped, but it's foul right in front of us, and it's 1-1.
Interesting to see the bunt attempt right there. I mean, I like it. Small ball wins games.
Especially versus Bishop Eustace, you do have to think outside of the box a little bit. We were here when these two played in 2024. Eustace won the game 3-1, and Landon Mack had a complete game effort. Of course, he spent his freshman year at Rutgers and is now getting some valuable playing time with Tennessee after entering the transfer portal. Was committed to still staying with Tennessee. Oh, that one hit Yates in the glove, and it'll be a foul ball, 1-2. But yeah, for Mooney, and for Landon Mack, still stayed at Tennessee despite Tony Vitello leaving the program. Time was called. They were waiting for the runner, Costabile, to get back to first base. With the sun fading in and out, partly cloudy skies, but a beautiful early June afternoon here in Pennsauken. From the stretch, McLaughlin, strike 3 called. Mooney goes down on strikes, and there's one away. So let's take a look at starting lineup for Holy Spirit, led by second-year head coach Michael Edwards. It's Ty Costabile in center field. It's Brendan Mooney and in left. Jack Murray, who is one of the state's top rising stars in South Jersey. He bats third in right field. Brecken Weiss behind the plate bats cleanup. It's Josiah Rivera, the pitcher, batting fifth. J.D. Rivera is at third base, batting sixth. He'll be followed by Gavin Mullen at second base, batting seventh. It'll be Paul Spina at first base, batting eighth. And then Michael Scher is the designated hitter, batting ninth. They will have Chase Wilson at shortstop, defense only. Throwback to first, not in time. One thing I wanted to stress about J.J. McLaughlin is how eerily different, or I should say how drastically different his windup is when he's got runners on versus when he's got the bases empty. His normal windup has his leg going basically at an obtuse angle. I mean, it's a really funky windup. I mean, if it works for him, it works. But we've got an 0-2 count. But then from the stretch, he works really quickly, and it's all one fluid motion. So that could really throw off some hitters here today, to watch McLaughlin go from such a high leg kick to just a really low motion in the stretch. A ground ball to first. Rosenberg picks it up to Bell. He gets cut off, and Bell was unable to turn a double play. Taking a somersault at second was Costabile. So he'll break up the double play. Runner will get to first. Yates was trying to contest that there would be interference, but I don't think that. Well, actually, Sam Tropiano's going to come out and look at it, or at least ask them to talk about it. I mean, Costabile did run through the bag, so I don't...
Dangerous play not sliding there. I mean, I would call that interference.
Yeah, Tropiano not thrilled about the call, but the second base umpire is making the explanation to him clear. There are 3 umpires for this game, which we don't always get in South Jersey, so it's nice to have basically, you know, more than a full crew. Because I'll tell you, I've worked countless South Jersey games that only had only had 2 umpires, and it's so difficult to make those kind of calls. I at least have a little bit more confidence knowing that there's 3 on the field than 2, as that will miss low at the knees. 1 ball, no strikes to Murray, or pardon, to Brecken Weiss. We were talking about Murray earlier. He's a .538 hitter as a junior with 42 hits. They're going to back pick to first. Murray was back in standing, but it's 1-1. Rosenberg applied the tag. And then after him, you've now got Weiss, the catcher, who's batting .276, 16 for 58. Strike called. 10 RBIs. He's had double-digit RBIs in 3 out of 4 seasons with Holy Spirit. He's a career .285 hitter. But 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that ball misses low, goes to the backstop. Yates picks it up, and Murray will get down to second base uncontested. So it's a wild pitch, puts the first run of the game in the scoring position. It counts 2-2. For Bishop Eustace in the bottom of the first, it'll be Roman Fiola, Dante Bell, and Mason Rosenberg. If the inning continues after this, it will be Josiah Rivera, the pitcher for the Spartans, the 2-2. That one also misses outside, and it also skips under Yates' glove. He won't have a throw, and 2 wild pitches on back-to-back pitches have put the first run of the game 90 feet away for Holy Spirit. McLaughlin went back to the curveball twice there. That's interesting.
About to comment on the same thing, Dan.
Thinking on the same page. McLaughlin ready. Full count, 2 outs, runner on third for Holy Spirit. And that ball is low. That ball gets away, but the backstop is really short here. So Mike Edwards held him up at third, and honestly, that might have been the runner's decision. It's a walk. So now it'll be Josiah Rivera, the pitcher. We will have a courtesy runner for the catcher at first base. That will be number 10 in Kieran Mackey. But Josiah Rivera batting .365 in his junior season, first season with Holy Spirit, 19 for 52, 28 RBIs and 4 home runs. His first of the year came back in March versus Oakcrest. He also went deep in the 12-2 win over Wildwood Catholic, but this ballpark is a stadium of 2 halves as that ball gets away, and now the runner's going to advance to second. So Tropiano's coming out of the dugout, and he's going to check on Gabe Yates because he has now allowed 3 wild pitches and a 4th that didn't end up moving the runner, but he's now had 4 pitches that have skipped out of his glove. So Sam Tropiano is making sure that he's okay, and I'm sure in the back of his head kind of, you know, scolding him for not hanging on to the ball, but now Yates and McLaughlin are going to talk it over. It's a 1-0 count. Rivera will go to talk to Edwards. Runner on first and third. And again, just these pitchers and catchers making sure they're on the same page. Rivera, 712 slugging percentage, as we said, homered versus Wildwood Catholic back on May the 26th. His home runs also came versus Ocean City and Oakcrest, along with Buna in mid-April. 1-0. Fastball at the knees, 1-1.
Fantastic location right there.
Wouldn't be surprised if McLaughlin goes fastballs all the way in this at-bat. I don't think he wants to leave anything that could potentially skip away from Yates. He gets another fastball, same spot, same call, 1-2. I mean, those are 2 pitches that were in nearly the same location. Now that he's got 2 strikes, I wonder if McLaughlin's going to go with a breaking ball, or if he's going to try to blow by Rivera for a 3rd time. McLaughlin, the 1-2. Working from the leg kick, didn't get him. Outside, 2-2. Also interesting to see McLaughlin work from the leg kick there, because normally he's working on a really low profile when he works the stretch, but he didn't throw from the stretch with runners on. He decided to switch it up. See what he does here. Well, he's going to call time. J.D. Rivera, the third baseman, would be next for Holy Spirit, a .364 hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a foul ball back towards the JV field.
Interesting to see if he goes another fastball because he's catching up to it.
Yeah, he got him looking twice on those fastballs, and on the third time he threw it in the same location, but Rivera was able to follow up on it. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a breaking ball here. Ground ball on the breaking ball. Bell picks it up to his left. Oh, he bobbles it. Rivera is safe. Rosenberg got pulled off the bag, and Holy Spirit's got the first run. They score on a throwing error, and it's 1-0 Holy Spirit. So that'll be J.D. Rivera now. There will be a courtesy runner for the pitcher in Dominic Swiderk, a sophomore. But Holy Spirit gets themselves on the board early. The big thing that Holy Spirit had to capitalize on was getting 2 runners in scoring position, and that certainly wasn't the way that they imagined it. But it doesn't matter how you imagine it, it's how you get it done. And the Spartans lead early. Here's a grounder. Rivera on a wonky hit. Throw to first is in time. I thought that ball might have hit him in the box, but he ended up running it out, and the inning is over. So Holy Spirit gets a run on a throwing error, but nothing more, and they leave 2 runners in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the first inning here in Pennsauken. It's Holy Spirit 1, Bishop Eustace 0, with the Crusaders batting after the break. Holy Spirit starting pitcher Josiah Rivera, 44 innings for the right-hander, the junior. He's got 20 walks, 37 Ks, a 5.25 ERA, but a 1.59 whip. As we said, he did do well on Thursday versus Doan Academy in the quarterfinal round of South Jersey Non-Public B. We'll take a look at the starters for the winningest head coach in South Jersey baseball history. And Sam Tropiano, as Roman Fiola will lead us off in left field. Dante Bell is your shortstop batting second. Mason Rosenberg, 11 home runs in New Jersey, 5th in the state. He is batting third. Max Sullivan at second base bats cleanup. Dante Monterrey in center field batting 5th in center field. J.J. McLaughlin, the pitcher, and DH bats sixth. Franco Iannone in right field bats seventh. Gabe Yates is behind the plate batting eighth, and Colin Boyle at third base batting ninth. So with the sun poking through here just beyond the Cooper River, with Route 70 hustling and bustling behind us, or I should say in front of us, to right field. Last time we were here at Eustace, there were 4 home runs in the game, 2 each by Rosenberg and Matarese. All of them were to center or to right. But one thing I wanted to stress in the top of the first inning was that this ballpark is a ballpark of 2 halves. It's incredibly hitter-friendly to left-handed hitters, but incredibly pitcher-friendly to left-handed hitters. I'm sorry, to right-handed hitters. I mean, you've got a deep alley of 385 to left field, and there's a 25-foot difference between the left field foul pole and the right field foul pole. 310 to right, 335 to left. As there's a ground ball out to second base, picked up, released the ball quickly at second base, but he made the play. 4-3 ground out is out number 1, and Fiola's retired to bring up Dante Bell.
Dante Bell, the LaSalle commit. I mean, this kid's powerful. He can do it. He can do anything at the plate that he wants. Anytime, any pitch that is in the strike zone, he can barrel it. Very impressive young man.
Yeah, this is another kid that I watched take batting practice today, and he's a player that really just plays the game by his own terms. I mean, he is not deterred by anything on or off the field. As you said, committed to LaSalle, a rejuvenated baseball program that shuttered its doors in 2021 and then came back for the 2026 season with the same head coach as when the program was dissolved. And there were at least 9 different South Jersey players that ended up at LaSalle for its rebirth as Bell crushes a ball to left field. This one's going back and making the play in left field. Hangs up for Braden Mooney, and there's 2 away. And here will be Mason Rosenberg. So Rosenberg is a part of elite company in South Jersey this year. I mean, really, I don't think there's another guy like him in South Jersey this season. I mean, obviously, North Jersey's got their own guys like this, but taking a look on the right side of your screen, it's the home run leaders for New Jersey going into this game. Mickey Gilligan of PCTI leads it, and then there's a whole lot of guys with 11. Braden Longo of Mount Olive, Dan Golembuski of Brick Memorial, and then Mason Rosenberg, handful of guys as well with Governor Livingston as a guy with 11, as there's a ground ball in the first pitch to first base. Picked up, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Holy Spirit as they get out of it with just 5 pitches, and Josiah Rivera has an easy battle to get through inning number 1. Holy Spirit leads 1-0 after a frame. Strike called, open inning number 2 here, as it's going to be Holy Spirit with 7, 8, and 9. Big swing, big miss. 0-2 here. Mullen, Spina, and Scher, and he'll call time. Holy Spirit opened up the scoring with a run in the top of the first on a throwing error. Honestly, with a little bit of everything, because Bell bobbled the ball at short, had an opportunity to get him back at first, but the throw was wide, and there's a big swing and a miss. Throw to first is in time. There was a little bit of confusion there with Yates. I think Yates wasn't sure whether or not he had to throw the ball down the first base, but it's a strikeout for McLaughlin. It's his second of the day, and this now sends up Paul Spina, the tall first baseman. Gets a strike called inside corner, 0-1. Spina, the junior, 16 for 56. He's got 15 singles and 1 home run, 16 RBIs for a .286 hitter as a junior. His 1 home run came in a win over Atlantic City, where Holy Spirit scored 30 runs. They won the game 30-4 over the Vikings. The 0-2 is low. I was thinking we'd have a shot at an immaculate inning or something. 5 straight strikes to start, but throws that one low. The on-deck circle will be Michael Scher, the DH. After 6 batters, came up for Holy Spirit in the top of the first and a run scored. The 1-2. Strike 3 called inside corner. And I would say that McLaughlin's found his footing. Back-to-back strikeouts. Now 2 away for the designated hitter.
Good to see McLaughlin get that fastball finally working for him. Struggling controlling the first inning, but it seems like he's really picking it up here. A lot more fluid motion on the mound.
Sometimes the first inning is one of the most difficult ones to get because you got those jitters. I mean, it's a playoff game. Everything's on the line. So many seniors on this Eustace team as well. There's a strike called. Just so many things go into, making a playoff game happen that you don't want things to go wrong. And if you're McLaughlin, you're already down by 1. You limited the damage, and it'll be time for the offense to get to work. McLaughlin's he's rolling. Got a breaking ball at the knees for a called strike, and he's wasting no time. Number 4 is working quite quickly, and for a good reason, because he has been working really well, but that one just missed, 1-2. If the inning continues after him, it'll be Costabile, but it'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Eustace, leading off with Max Sullivan, the second baseman, in the bottom of the second. Jam shot. It's a fair ball up the first base line. McLaughlin takes it to the bag, and the inning is over. Through an inning and a half, Holy Spirit goes down in order. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Spirit 1, Eustace 0. Well, both sides went 1, 2, and 3 in their last at-bats. Eustace went down in the bottom of the first. Holy Spirit went down in order in the top of the second, and they'll try to make up for what they lost in the top half with Max Sullivan being the batter. Sullivan, the second baseman. He'll be followed by Dante Matarese, who also has 9 home runs this year, and J.J. McLaughlin, so 4, 5, and 6.
I'd imagine some of these hard balls that Eustace hit last inning are going to fall this inning or sometime soon.
I mean, Bell laced a ball to left field. It just hung up long enough. That one misses.
Rivera really trying to work that outside pitch today.
He's been very fastball heavy. He only threw 6 pitches in the first inning. I was very surprised Rosenberg swung first pitch. There's a swing and a miss, 1-1. Got to imagine that Sam Tropiano's commanding to his Eustace hitters to have a little bit more patience, because if you allow your opponent to get out of the first inning on 6 pitches, I mean, that really doesn't help the team's mojo in the sense that you really don't want them to get in a groove, so you want to extend those at-bats as much as possible. That one's high, 2-1. Sullivan hitting .469 in his senior year. .386 career hitter, 38 for 81, 33 RBIs, and 3 home runs. He homered in Bishop Eustace's regular season finale versus Red Bank Catholic. That was a 10-0 win for Eustace in that game after the cutoff. Up and in, 3-1. Little change up there from Rivera. The difference is Holy Spirit had to beat 2 teams to get here, and Eustace only had to beat 1. Beat St. Joe's Hamilton, the 7 seed, 10-0. Beat them in a pretty easy route in the quarterfinal round. The 3-1. That ball's laced out towards right center field. Going back, this one is going to be down. It's cut off by the backhand of the center fielder in Costabile. It's a leadoff base hit for Max Sullivan. It's Eustace's first base runner of the game.
Great
now
short
sends
swing
up
right
Matarese.
there. Great short swing right there. I mean, took it the other way, hands through the ball. Beautiful. That's textbook right there. Can't teach that.
It's the reason why he's batting .469. I mean, listen, he's not one of the power bats like Matarese or Rosenberg, but he's still got enough home runs to be impressive. Like we said, though, this ballpark is very advantageous to the pitcher for right-handed hitters, but it's very advantageous to the hitter for lefties. That one's fouled back. One 0 Holy Spirit, bottom of the first inning. I'm sorry, bottom of the second inning. Non-public B semifinals for South Jersey. Winner of this game plays the winner of Gloucester Catholic or Ranney. Don't have a score update on that game at the moment. From non-public A, St. Augustine leads Red Bank Catholic 1-0 in the top of the second. Throw over to first, not in time. The 0-1 from the stretch. Matarese lines this one in the right field, a base hit. You said that some of those unlucky swings might start to fall, and indeed they did. Runners on first and second, back-to-back hits, and they both fall for Bishop Eustace. Sullivan laces one to center field, and Matarese laces one to right for their first and second hits of the game. And this now sends up J.J. McLaughlin, the pitcher and DH.
Interesting to see what McLaughlin can do here with 2 runners on.
You think with 2 on and nobody out, he's going to drop a bunt down?
I don't see why not. I mean, anything's possible.
One thing that Fred Swartz talked to me about when he did his guest commentary for our network was the modern philosophy of baseball is that players don't want to give up an out, in the sense that they would be fine with driving in the runs, but they'd rather do it on a full swing instead of giving themselves up for it. I'd say with a lefty like Iannone coming up, drop something down to the right side of the infield, move both runners over, and send up Iannone with 2 in scoring position. There you go. There's a bunt. That goes in front of the mound. Rivera's got it. No play. Bases loaded. Infield single off the hand of Jordan Rivera. I don't know if McLaughlin would have been out anyway. Fantastic piece of hitting. I mean, he almost threw the bat at the ball. And now you've got Franco Iannone hitting here with the bases loaded and nobody out. After what was a seemingly clean first inning, Holy Spirit's in some trouble here in the bottom of the second. Very surprised by that. Well, I'm not surprised by the bunt. I'm surprised by how well it was hit. 3 straight singles now for Bishop Eustace. And the right fielder, Franco Iannone will hit for the Crusaders here in the bottom of the second inning. From the stretch, this ball's popped up, back behind the plate. He might have a play, and he does not. Lands just beyond the Eustace dugout. It's 0-1. If you're Iannone, though, I mean, obviously it would be great to have a grand slam, but you're not really thinking home run swing in this situation, I don't think. I think you just have to hit the ball, preferably hit the ball in the air. You know, because you don't want to get a double play. Even if the run scores out of it, you'd rather give up 1 out than 2. Get a sac fly or something. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get one out to center field, try to give the third base runner in Sullivan the best opportunity that he can to score. Although, maybe don't hit it to center field with a Division III football quarterback out there in Costabile. As there's a ground ball. It is on the ground. Out to short. They will fade second. Throw to first is in time. Iannone retired. The run scores in Sullivan. It's a 6-3 ground out on the RBI, and it scores a tying run, so it's 1-1. That throw was a little bit low, but I think that Spina saved him a little bit. We're tied up 1-1. Moves the runners to second and third. That's what we were talking about, though. It's better to give up 1 out than 2. And he didn't even want to go for McLaughlin at second base. Didn't want to get any of the outs on the bases. Just decided, you know, let's get a run in. Let's tie this game up, and now you can keep the line moving. And with 1 away, it now goes to Gabe Yates, the catcher.
Infield up right here. I don't expect a bunt. I expect him to be fully swinging.
Well, Spirit's infield being up surprises me a little bit because you were talking about the bunt. I don't think he's bunting either, but I think what they have the infield in for is that they're going to try to make a play at the plate, which I've seen a lot of stories to suggest that in the second inning it might not be worth it to risk that. If he hits it on the ground, I'd rather give up that run and try to get it back at the plate. That's the 0-1. And when it's low, skips through Brecken Weiss, but he's able to hang on to it. 1-1, but think about it in the sense of we had a game just before the regular season was over. It was between, I want to say it was in Wildwood. It was between Middle Township and Camden Tech. And Camden Tech won that game because there were 2 balls hit in the infield with the bases loaded. And instead of just giving up the run, they tried to throw to the plate. So what they ended up doing was they threw the ball away, and instead of getting any outs, they gave up a run. They ended up getting 2 runs out of it on back-to-back plays and no outs. And that spiraled their inning and their game. Fly ball popped up to third base. A lot of room to run, but still not enough for the third baseman to track it down in J.D. Rivera. And it'll be 1-2. 14 pitches already for Rivera in this inning. 13 pitches already. Only had 6 in the first. But I think that's what makes this outing so interesting is that we're already on the 8th batter. He's only thrown 19 pitches. Shows that Bishop Eustace hasn't really been dragging out these at-bats. They've been getting a lot of early contact, and they've put every ball in play so far. 3 singles, 3 ground balls, and 1 flyout. That one's high, 2-2. Like, if Yates works the count full here, it's going to be the first time that Rivera's faced a full count in this outing.
You have to be thinking if you're Yates, just put the ball in play. You can't strike out with 2 guys on and only 1 out. You have to put something in play or give your guys a chance.
And a ball down the line here would extend the lead, or at least give them the lead. Get 1, maybe 2 in, cap off an impressive inning. One's up and in, so there you go. There's your full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. First base is open, but you really don't want to load the bases for Eustace. It would send up Colin Boyle, the third baseman. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a fastball here. Yates readjusts his foot, and now time called. That felt like we were in the NFL icing the kicker there. Just the batter was ready, the pitcher was ready, but he was just standing there. He's taking his time. It's a mind game here. But the infield's still in for Holy Spirit as he faces the 3-2. And that is ball 4. So a walk to Yates, and that's what Bishop Eustace had, what Holy Spirit had feared, is to have the bases loaded. And they've still got 1 away with the number 9 batter and Colin Boyle coming up here. Courtesy for Bishop Eustace. This is going to be number 24. That is Miles Balmores at first base. But the base is loaded. Balmores on first, McLaughlin on second. No courtesy for the pitcher. They're letting him stay. Might as well run the bases in this situation. First pitch. Boyle down the line, foul. Monterey's had to duck down over at third base, had to get into a squat to avoid getting hit by that baseball. But a screamer off the bat of Boyle lands foul. It's 0-1.
I don't know if we'll see that pitch again this at bat in that same exact spot. Wouldn't count on it.
No, you're right. I don't think that now that you've seen it and now that he barreled it up on the first pitch, I really don't see a world where Rivera throws that even a second time. Roman Fiola, the left fielder, on deck. We would go back to the top of the order, and now time called. Boyle batting .302, 13 for 43. 9 RBIs, 3 walks, 3 stolen bases. 7 walks. And as we said, a .302 hitter. Went 0 for 3 in his sophomore season, his first with the Crusaders, as the 0-1. Outside. Just missed that time. Boyle, also a part of Bishop Eustace's football team, recorded 30 solo tackles for the Crusaders, who play in the WJFL United Division. Got to see them last year. I believe they played Buna last year when we saw them for football. They won that game 28-13. Rivera, the 1-1. Just missed. It's 2-1.
Might have to go back to that fastball here. Don't want to go down 3-1 in a bases loaded situation with only 1 out.
Yeah, he's definitely exhausted a lot of his options in this at bat. Feel like he's got to go to the fastball, although I'd like to see, if he goes to the fastball, I'd like to see him try to dot the outside half of the plate, try to get a ground ball to second base and induce a double play. The 2-1. There you go, ground ball out to short. This is going to be picked up. Did not hit the runner. They'll score the run. Didn't try to go for 2 there, but they instead got the runner at first. It's a 2-1 Bishop Eustace game. And they have scored 2 runs on 2 RBI groundouts at the bottom of the order. I would call it productive nonetheless. You know, it's not the flashiest way to play baseball, but it's an important way to play baseball. It scores Monterey's. It moves McLaughlin to third. And we've got 2 runners in scoring position, Balmores on second base and McLaughlin on third. We'll have 1, 2, and 3 for Bishop Eustace in the top of, for Holy Spirit in the top of the third. Costabile, Mooney, and Murray. As Fiola will bat, looking to extend the lead for the Crusaders. The first pitch. This ball is lined into right field, a base hit. Picked up in right. McLaughlin scores. Balmores, the throw is up the line. 2-run single for Roman Fiola out of the top of the order. makes him pay with a 2-out rally. And Eustace now with a 4 spot here in a second. It's 4-1. So Ewing will run it first for Fiola. Remember, because he's not a pitcher or a catcher, that is a pinch runner, and it will count as Fiola's free substitution for the game. So a 2-run single. As we said before, the first 2 runs came in on back-to-back, not back-to-back, but RBI groundouts out of the 7 slot and the 9 slot. And now Holy Spirit's really on the ropes here. I mean, they do have the top of the order coming up, but before you do that, you've got to get out of this inning, and you've got a dangerous bat in Dante Bell hitting with 2 away and a runner on. Bell lined a ball to left field, but was out in the first inning. From the stretch, that one's low, saved by Weiss. 8th batter of the inning here for Bishop Eustace.
You don't want to get to Rosenberg here with 2 guys on. You have to pitch to Bell.
Yeah, I'd rather have him lead off this inning, lead off the next inning. But because if he gets on and then Rosenberg hits a 3-run homer, you've now dealing with a 7-1 game. That's your butterfly effect in full order right there. Having to deal with already giving up 4 runs, you really want to get those bats in your hand as quickly as possible.
If you're Rivera, you got to minimize the damage right here. Just pitch to contact.
The 1-1. Change up down the middle for a strike, 1-2. This next pitch will be number 25 in the inning for Rivera, which is kind of shocking in its own right because most pitchers don't get through 8 batters with 25 pitches. Usually it's a lot more than that. It's in your 30, 35, 40 range, but we only had 1 full count, and that was to Yates, who walked. Everybody else has been hitting early. Everybody's been hitting early and often. So it's intriguing to see if that trend will continue even throughout the course of the ballgame. Because Eustace feels like a team that's hungry. They're a team that's willing to make contact early and often because that's what they do. But Rivera with a big strikeout, the inning is over. 8 batters come up, 4 runners score, and it's highlighted by a 2-run single by Roman Fiola. We're through 2 here in Pennsauken. It's Eustace 4, Holy Spirit 1.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place, and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear.
Woo!
Welcome back from Bishop Eustace Preparatory Academy. Route 70 to our right, Cooper River behind us. I'm Dan Wilkins. My color commentator is Shane Bobrovsky from Doan Academy, as we've got 1, 2, and 3 for Holy Spirit in the top of the third inning. Bishop Eustace plated 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning, including a 2-run single by Roman Fiola as he takes a strike. Costabile, the center fielder, the starting quarterback for the Spirit football team, had committed to Rowan University in Glassboro. There's a ground ball foul. It's 0-2.
Costabile should be looking for the slider right here. I mean, I wouldn't expect another fastball down an OT count.
I wouldn't expect it either. He's batting .351, 27 for 77. He's got 4 home runs. Both of these teams very powerful, which is why it's been so surprising that all of the runs scored have been on quite fundamental plays as that ball goes out. 0-2 still. But really the last fair weather day until we get some hot summer days ahead going into this weekend with 92 degrees on Saturday, as that one's foul. Tomorrow we'll have South Jersey Group 3 in the semifinals between Toms River South, the 9 seed, and Delsea, the 4 seed. The number 1 seed in that bracket and the number 2 seed all got upended. Clearview and Cherry Hill West failed to make it out of the second round as check swing. Appeal says, yeah, he held up. 1-2. That was a really good check right there by Costabile.
Fantastic pitch.
That's something where you tip your cap to both ends of that situation as that ball misses. Costabile. Oh, he's home plate umpire saying he leaned into it. And Mike Edwards. Yeah. Yeah, Costabile going to try to plead his case here along with Mike Edwards, second-year head coach here at Holy Spirit, former assistant at Mainland, who has been very involved in South Jersey baseball. He's been a key organizer for the CVC Coaches versus Cancer tournament. As it's 2-2 with Costabile back in the box and a slow grounder out to second. This is going to be a tough play. Rosenberg underhand flip to McLaughlin, and Costabile lost his footing. He dives head first, falling after the play. Picked up a lot of chalk and hope he's all right. He really took a spill there after the play. And obviously he's still a little bit frustrated that he didn't get that call about the hit by pitch. He already got hit once in the game, was called out on a fielder's choice, and it'll now be Mooney. That one's up and out. 1-0. So Costabile retired on a 4-3 ground out, and McLaughlin's 1-0. Up and out again. McLaughlin had an incredibly clean second inning, 2 strikeouts and a slow roller to first. Called a strike. All fastballs here from McLaughlin.
I like how quick he's working. That's where he looks like he's in his best motion, best groove.
2-1. This ball's laced out to center field. It'll stay in the ballpark, and it'll be easy for Monterey's out number 2. And that will now send up Jack Murray. But Holy Spirit had a very early and a very brief lead. They led 1-0 after the first inning. They had a run come in on a throwing error in what was a kind of discombobulated inning for the Crusaders, but the Crusaders got their wits about them at a clean top of the second and plated 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning, including a 2-run single by Roman Fiola at the top of the order. Strike called, 1-1.
If you're Murray, you got to be looking for a fastball right here.
Well, he looked for it, but he took a curveball instead, and it's 1-2.
That fooled me.
Fooled me, too. I was a little bit surprised there. Do you think he's going to go back to the curveball, though? Maybe a
see
little
why
bit
not.
lower? Oh, wow.
Oh.
Quick pitch. It's low. 2-2.
It's keeping everyone off balance.
That was a Johnny Cueto pitch right there. He fooled all of us. The unfortunate part of it, though, is that he missed low. So, the 2-2. Outside, 3-2.
Interesting to see what Murray is thinking up there. I'd have to imagine he just wants to get on base any way he can.
For a hitter batting north of 500, that's really all you can do, as the 3-2 is outside, ball 4. So Murray walks, and it now gives another chance for Holy Spirit with Brecken Weiss. So Weiss, the catcher, he grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at bat. Standing back in the box, a ground ball to Bell. He'll have a play at second. He'll cover the bag. And Murray tried to run straight through the bag, but he avoided any contact, and the inning is over. So Holy Spirit gets a runner on, but they are kept off the scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Eustace 4, Holy Spirit 1. Josiah Rivera still out for the bottom of the third. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first attempt. Book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, New Jersey at 614 Lambs Road, just minutes from Route 55. Bishop Eustace 4, Holy Spirit 1 here in the bottom of the third. You're watching coverage of South Jersey non-public B in the semifinal round between Holy Spirit and Bishop Eustace, with the powerful bat of Mason Rosenberg at the plate. 11 home runs for him this year. He grounded out, rolled over to first in his first at bat. Takes low, 1-0.
Can't leave anything hanging over the plate right here. No fastballs, no sliders. Got to pitch around them. Move on to the next guy. But still want to try to get a weak contact out here, right here.
Yeah,
see where Rivera goes.
1-0. He's going to say, I'd like to see him working the outside part of the plate here. I think he knows he's going to get a little bit more leverage that way. Because Rosenberg, I mean, listen, as a left-handed hitter, your hardest challenge is going to be attacking pitches that are over the outside part of the plate, because you're more likely to roll over on them. Now, if you can get him to miss on a pitch that's out and it misses over the plate, that's a good strategy. But, you know, there's pros and cons to everything, but honestly, if you're a lefty, you're more likely to get a ball out that's on the inner half and maybe even jammed a little bit than on the outer half of the plate. As the 1-1. Strike called. 1-2. And remember, you're not going to get a lot of shots to the left side of the ballpark because of how deep it is. I mean, this ballpark is almost like a rectangle in the sense that left field is really deep, but right field is super shallow. It's not marked, but the shallowest part of the ballpark is actually 295 feet to right center field, and then it juts back out to 310. As Rosenberg pops it up, he got under it. This is out to second base, and making the catch will be Mullen for the first out of the inning. I mean, even though that second inning wasn't clean and you're now down by 3 runs, the fact that this pitcher, Josiah Rivera, has now gotten Rosenberg to get out twice is a really good sign for Holy Spirit, the fact that they're able to work through these big batters with a lot of confidence. Rosenberg was the only man not to grab a bat in the second, and he's now 0 for 2 as the batter is Sullivan. Rivera shakes off his catcher. No pitch com from those guys as the first pitch. Grounder foul. Sullivan got a piece of it. Now let me ask you, Shane, being a Doan Academy player, I'm not sure if Jacob Powell or any of the pitchers and catchers, did they use pitch com?
No, we just use hand signals. And our pitching and catching coach, Coach Ponzi, he called pitches from the dugout. We never had any pitch com or anything like that. Very interesting to see all these teams with pitch com and how they're able to operate so much differently than the guys without it.
Yeah, it's definitely a transitional period here in South Jersey and really in all of the country for baseball because some teams have it, some don't. And I really don't think there will ever be a world where every team has it because the PitchCom system is incredibly expensive. I think it's like $10,000, which, listen, you can buy all the gadgets and gizmos that you need, but a $10,000 piece of equipment is certainly not easy. But the 0-1, this ball is popped up. Sullivan got a breaking ball that was hung over the plate, but it is caught at first base by Paul Spina. And that's out number 2. So this will now send up Dante Matarese, who has 9 home runs, tied for 7th in the state in that regard. As we said, there's your home run leaders on the right side of your screen. Mickey Gilligan, who could get some MLB draft noise this year, a catcher out of Passaic Tech. He's got 12 home runs, and he's also ahead in RBIs, 53 RBIs for him this season. So 2 outs on 2 pop flies. 1 to second base and 1 to first. Rivera to Matarese, who had a single to right field in his first at bat. Takes low. As we said when we last covered Bishop Eustace, that was in a 12-6 win over Eastern. Matarese and Rosenberg both had 2 home runs in the game. And both were out to center or right field. It was a controversial game at that, but it was one that was certainly well decided by the Crusaders. There's a ball low, 2-0. In the top of the 4th for Holy Spirit, it'll be 5, 6, and 7. It'll be Josiah Rivera, J.D. Rivera, and then Gavin Mullen, the second baseman. So middle of the order due up. Just trying to figure out this inning as best as he can as McLaughlin's at 52 pitches, and that was number 39 for Rivera. But as we said, Rivera had a 5.25 ERA going into this game. But outside of a, kind of sloppy second inning in which there were 4 hits, all singles, and only 1 walk, I think he conducted himself pretty well. Didn't let himself go, didn't get, head down. 'Cause that's one way to show that, you're vulnerable. And it's a way to show the opponent, it's like you're playing a card game and you just showed your hand. In that sense, no matter what the score is, even if you're getting shelled, you just have to stay quiet and composed and really not reveal yourself to the other team. Here's the 3-1. That one just misses. Missed by more than a little bit. It's off the plate. Matarese walks. He's reached base for a second time, and it'll be McLaughlin, the batter, as the 6th slot The designated hitter and the pitcher. A clarification on what we were talking about earlier when McLaughlin was on first base. Because McLaughlin is the designated hitter and the pitcher, he is occupying 2 positions and therefore is not eligible to be a courtesy runner. That's kind of like the Shohei Ohtani rule in the sense, and it's been around since before Shohei Ohtani, of course, but popularized by him, is that if McLaughlin stays in the game, he would obviously still stay in the lineup as compared to the traditional pitching mojo, where if they go to, say, Carson Brandt in the bullpen, if McLaughlin wasn't listed as the DH, Brandt would have to hit, which would kind of create an odd conundrum. As that one is low. No, call the strike, pardon. Let's say lower half of the plate. I think that was a good one. It's 0-1.
It's great to see Rivera's confidence and mannerisms haven't shaken one bit. Whether he's gotten a guy out or he's giving up a base hit or giving up a couple runs, he's got the same exact facial expressions on the mound. I love that.
And that's great, and I'm sure Mike Edwards loves that as well, the fact that he is not deterred as this one's fouled back. That one is going to land in the bushes of one of the offices for Bishop Eustace, and it's 0-2. As we said, Rivera, Josiah Rivera, J.D. Rivera, and then Mullen due up for Holy Spirit in the top of the 4th inning. It's 4-1 Bishop Eustace. That one misses. Throw down to second is late, and it goes into center field. Now the runner's going to go to third. A strong throw from Costabile is way high. It hits the dugout, and he's going to go from first to home. Here comes Matarese. Wow. Dante Matarese just scored from first base on 2 throwing errors. One by the catcher and another in center field. Wow. I mean, that was a transformative play. And I have to say, for Mr. Costabile, I feel like he had too good of an arm on that play. Like we said, I think that shows you there why Costabile is committed to Rowan University as a quarterback, because that was a quarterback throw. Unfortunately, it's not what Holy Spirit was looking for. They get a run home, and with the bases empty now, it's 5-1 with a very odd play bringing in Matarese. That one's high. And if you're Rivera, that's such a helpless play for you because you're not even really involved in the play. I mean, you know, you throw the pitch, but then the catcher throws it down to second. That got away, and then the center fielder threw it away. You're just kind of watching that unfold in front of you, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So it's a really tough draw for 24. As that one's up and in, and the count's now full. He was ahead in the count 0-2. And this is now a full count at bat here to the number 6 man in McLaughlin. So 2 errors now for Holy Spirit. Eustace has 1 in the field. But 2 errors on 1 play. A very tough pill to swallow. And that's ball 4. What a break for Bishop Eustace. 0-2 count. Runner went on the pitch and ended up scoring from first base. And now McLaughlin walks. Just incredibly unlucky for Holy Spirit. And it'll now be Iannone. That's exactly what we talked about in the second inning, though, that they ended up avoiding, though, because what happens if Rosenberg would have batted with 2 runners on? They ended up getting out of that because Bell struck out. It was a very lucky play from Rivera, and now that luck seems to be translating to the other side of the fence as the first pitch, swing and a miss, Iannone behind on it, 0-1.
I want to see if Rivera goes back to that fastball again. I don't know if Iannone's going to miss it twice.
Really don't think he will. Again, versus these lefties, I'm a guy that's always going to advocate for a pitch that's low and away. Something that looks appetizing and will make them chase, but it's still in the zone. Like that. Fly ball, left field line. I keep saying like that. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just saying that's what he did. We had that happen before. I was very proud of it, but there was a game between Pennsauken and Gloucester with a kid, Jonah De Leon. And it was very early in the regular season. Wind was blowing out like 25 miles an hour. And I said, well, you know, with this wind blowing out, could see a home run. And then before I could even get that word out of my mouth, he had a ball 432 feet, cleared both fences, and it almost went into the parking lot. That was a game where they won. Pennsauken won 14-1. But it's 5-1 here in the third. Throwback not in time. There were 3 home runs in that game, all by Pennsauken players. De Leon, Batista, and Crestel, the transfer from Camden Catholic. The 0-2. Fouled back again. Talk about a program that's had a renaissance. 2 wins last year, 14 wins in 2026, and they went from out of the playoffs to the 10 seed, won on the road versus Howell, and held their own versus Eastern in Group 4. 3-1 was the score of that game. Eastern will now host Cherry Hill East, the 11 seed, in what has been a chaotic Group 4 bracket with the likes of Pennsauken, Cherry Hill East, Cherokee, and Lenape all making it out of the first round. Iannone pops it up out to short, and it's caught. So coming over the middle of the infield, it's taken in by Wilson, and the inning is over. But a run comes in, this time on 2 throwing errors that made for quite the odd play, but the same result. We go to the 4th inning. It's Bishop Eustace 5, Holy Spirit 1. Welcome back, top of the 4th inning. Let's take a look at the Cape Atlantic National standings for Holy Spirit. They were 3rd in the division by overall record. Absegami and Egg Harbor Township shared the division. As there's a ground ball. That one's over the glove of McLaughlin and into center field. Stumbled over my words there, but Jordan Rivera. Base hit back up the middle. And Holy Spirit with leadoff base runner. This now sends up J.D. Rivera. But again, taking a look at those standings for a second time. Absegami 16-9, Egg Harbor 16-12, Holy Spirit 14-11. Buna finished 13-13. They had a first-round upset over Glassboro as the 10 seed in Group 1. Middle Township 10-13, Lower Cape May 10-17, and Oakcrest 6-18. I'll tell you, Lower Cape May definitely a riser of a team, and they are quite the youngster. Wouldn't be surprised if they make a play for the division in 2027 with all their young guys, as there's a strike called. Rivera disagreed with it, but the call stands. Josiah Rivera finished the inning with 50 total pitches through 3 innings. So there's a line drive just over the glove, barely squeaked past, and I think that might have deflected off of his glove because the ball stopped on the edge of the grass down the third base line. I thought for a second that it cleared Colin Boyle, but he might have actually gotten a piece of that and was able to knock the ball down. It's a base hit nonetheless, and we've got back-to-back singles, 2 on, nobody out for the second baseman, Gavin Mullen. Feels like a lot like the first inning again, where Holy Spirit is just attacking early. Except they didn't have any hits in the first inning. Those were their first 2 hits of the game, because they had a hit by pitch, a walk, and an error in the first. Here's the pitch. He's going to show bunt. Called a strike. 0-1 now.
Surprised he pulled back on that one. I thought he was 100% going to lay that down.
Throw back to second. Oh, it hits off the glove of Bell. Hesitation all around. McLaughlin hesitated. Bell hesitated. The runner hesitated. And that could have been an easy pickoff play, but instead the ball got away from Bell. So no harm, no foul there, and it's still an 0-1 count. No balls, one strike. McLaughlin at 56 pitches. The 0-1. At the knees, called a strike, 0-2.
Let's see what McLaughlin goes with next. 2 fastballs, 2 called strikes. You stray away from it for a third? I don't know.
There's the 0-2, pardon. Low. By the way, score update on the other side of the bracket. In the 4th inning, Gloucester Catholic leads the Ranney School by a score of 4-0. So the winner of this game will play the winner of GC and Ranney. GC and Ranney was the 2023 finale between those two teams. But 2024 and 2025, both games that DWB covered were against GC and Eustace. There's a ground ball to third. It's foul. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out and 2 on. Runners on first and second. McLaughlin looks back at the bag. Second baseman runs in to try to cover, and this one's popped up foul, back behind us. Ooh. Hope that wasn't your car, Shane.
No, I parked on the other side of the parking lot.
You were smart. I was not. I'm not near them. I'm just, ugh. Maybe I should move my car. Gave me a little jump scare there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Low and out. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. McLaughlin looks back several times, and the pitch. High, 3-2 now. Sometimes not doing anything at all is the biggest form of intimidation. And in this case, there's been 2 pitches that have been close, and McLaughlin has not had Mullen offer both times. Got to imagine he's going to try to go for another fastball here, try to get him down. He does. It hit off of Mullen. It's a foul ball. That either got a piece of Mullen or it just skipped weird off the dirt. Looks like Mullen's fine, though. It's 3-2. Got to imagine, though, both of these teams are going to call to the bullpen sooner rather than later. McLaughlin's at 63. Josiah Rivera is at 50. I mean, there's only so many you can throw. You can only get to 110 in a full day, as there's a ground ball foul. Still 3-2.
I absolutely love this at bat right here. He's making him show everything. He's going to get what he wants, or he's just going to walk.
And if you walk to get the bases loaded to send up a powerful first baseman in Paul Spina, I do not envy that position for Bishop Eustace. Oh, man, swing and a miss. Tough break for Gavin Mullen. It's strikeout number 4. And there's one away. That felt like it was a swing where Mullen didn't have the most confidence in that one. It felt like he regretted swinging at it halfway through, and he tried to hold up, but he ended up going all the way through it. And Spina takes up and out, 1-0. There isn't a height listed on NJ.com for Spina, but I got to imagine he's maybe 6'3", 6'4". I mean, he's a tall kid.
Just about to say the same thing. He's a tall guy.
And he hits for a lot of power, too, with 4 home runs. But he's, I mean, how lucky of a team do you have to have a guy who's got 4 home runs on the year hitting 8th in the lineup? There's not many teams that can say that. But it's 1-1. McLaughlin's 1-1. Late on it, 1-2. In the bottom of the fourth for Bishop Eustace, it'll be 8-9-1, Yates, Boyle, and Fiola. Fiola had a 2-run single to cap off the 4-run rally in the bottom of the second. McLaughlin working quickly, the 1-2, up and out. And in the on-deck circle will be Michael Scher, the designated hitter, in the 9 slot for Holy Spirit. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 2 on after back-to-back base hits. The first knocks of the game for the Spartans. McLaughlin works, and a swing and a miss. He got him. That's a pitch that I would say was a little bit dangerous, because for a kid as tall as Paul Spina, if he connected with that ball, there's a chance that that ball hit Route 70. But he was low with the swing, and he missed it. It's the 5th strikeout for McLaughlin. And now, just 1 out away from getting out of a jam that started quite early. 2 singles and now back-to-back strikeouts. McLaughlin finding his groove. Strike to Scher, 0-1. Scher grounded out back to the pitcher in his first at bat. It was a 1 unassisted. It was to the right side of the infield. McLaughlin picked it up in stride and took it to the bag himself. And that was the last out of the second inning. Another breaking ball, another strike. I mean, it's like night and day. McLaughlin gets into trouble, and then as soon as he gets into trouble, he finds these incredible ways to get out of it. What if he strikes out the side here? What a roar that would be for the senior right-hander. For the black and white, the 0-2 low. Hits the chalk of the left-hand batter's box. But again, it's certainly not like Holy Spirit's efforts haven't made an impact, because you're going to force Sam Tropiano, to go to the bullpen maybe as soon as the 5th or the 6th, with McLaughlin being at 73. Or do you just let him go all the way?
I think you just let him go all the way.
Let him go to the absolute brink that you're allowed.
He's dealing right now. He's only giving up 2 hits. I know they were hard contact and all that, but he's dealing right now. I let him go until he can't go no more.
The 1-2, low. Stopped by Yates. And it's 2-2.
Great block, because that gets to the backstop. That's runners in second and third, 2 guys in scoring position. You don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, even with the 9-hitter, we've seen batters at the bottom of the order make those meaningful impacts. McLaughlin retoes the rubber. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. Deuces wild for the Spartans with pitch 75. He got him! J.J. McLaughlin with a face as stoic as ever. 2 singles and 3 strikeouts to follow as he carves through the 7, 8, and 9 hitters and gives Bishop Eustace an exit in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom half. It's Bishop Eustace 5, Holy Spirit 1.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Josiah Rivera still out in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 5-1. Bishop Eustace leads Holy Spirit. Almost summertime for these kids. I mean, some of the private schools have already graduated. I know Holy Cross had theirs, and I think Gloucester Catholic has theirs coming up. I mean, listen, I was a public school kid, so I remember graduating June 19th when the last days of the school year were 95 degrees, as we've got a strike called on a breaking ball. Rivera to Gabe Yates, the catcher. 8-9-1. Yates, Boyle, and Fiola. Another changeup, called a strike there. I feel like that's been Rivera's best work, has been his breaking stuff. I mean, it's been relatively weak contact. Not that Eustace has hit a whole lot of balls barreled up, but when they have, most of those barrels have been on the fastball. The 0-2. That one's high. I think the key exception of it was the strikeout to Dante Bell back in the second inning. He had 3 fastballs in that at-bat and 3 swings and misses. That was pitch number 55 for Rivera. There's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ball's out in front of the plate. Throw to first is in time. Weiss threw him out. That ball actually hit the bat when it ricocheted off of Weiss's glove because of where Yates dropped it. Doesn't matter, though, because the runner is out. It's a strikeout, and just the second strikeout of the day for Jordan Rivera. And the batter will be Colin Boyle, the third baseman.
I actually think the bat helped get Yates out there.
Yeah, I think it actually stopped the momentum of the ball, which is quite interesting. And obviously a hard situation because when you're dropping the bat and, making a beeline out of the box to go to first base on a drop third strike, you're not thinking about where that bat is landing. You're not thinking about whether it would be in the way. You're just dropping it and running. Everything else doesn't matter. The 1-0. Fastball called strike, 1-1. As we said, we will have the non-public B sectional final regardless of who wins this game, as long as Gloucester Catholic wins theirs today, because we don't have a connection with the Ranney School. So whether it's GC Eustace or GC Holy Spirit, we would have the same game either way. Oh, that one got him in the helmet. Boyle is going to go to the ground. Fastball ran up and in, and Sam Tropiano immediately came out. And Eustace's athletic trainer coming out as well.
Oh, that looked painful. Wouldn't want to be Colin Boyle right about now.
I mean, you heard the slap of the helmet. Tropiano on a knee, Boyle on a knee, making sure he's okay. Obviously just one of the worst situations that can happen. They're giving him a drink of water, making sure he's okay. And he's going to grab his stuff, and I think he's going to take the trip to first base. And they'll give him his helmet. And this is going to send up Roman Fiola with a runner on, but Boyle will go to first. Great resiliency there from the third baseman. Mike Edwards gives him a pat on the back, making sure he's okay. Great sportsmanship there by Mike Edwards. As this will now send us to the top of the order, just a really scary situation. Because remember, if you've got a fastball coming in at 90, you only got 400 milliseconds to react. That's what sports science on ESPN taught me when I was a kid. You only have 400 milliseconds to react. Roman Fiola is re-entering the game. I don't think that was a surprise, but we do remember he was pinch run for by Balmorris in that second inning. That was up and out. Fiola 1 for 2. Ground out to second base and a 2-run single. The main point of what I'm saying is that it's very hard to react to a pitch that's that fast. And it's hard to get out of the way. And when it's coming at your head, you don't really have a lot of options to get around it. But it's 1-1 to Fiola.
Boyle did take that ball to the head like a champion, though.
That's true.
Let's see what File can do here. It's 1-1 count.
Had a 2-run single in the second inning, capped off that 4-run effort. Runner goes, it's inside, throw down to second, looks good, he's safe. Bang, bang play, got in there. Tag was late by Wilson. It's a stolen base for Colin Boyle, and it's a 2-1 count. So Spirit got nothing of what they wanted there. They wanted to get that out at second, they couldn't. They wanted to get the strike call, they didn't. Now they're kind of having their backs against the wall here because a base hit by Fiola, depending on where it's positioned, can really be some trouble and make this a 5-run game, and you don't want that.
I'd like to see File try to take that ball out to left center right here. Deepest part of the yard.
Two 2-1 count, and the pitch. Strike called 2-2. Fiola disagrees.
I always love a backdoor breaking ball to a left-handed hitter.
We've talked about it before, not on this broadcast, but we've talked about it before, that backdoor breaking ball. It's a great pitch to have unless you miss on it. Because if you miss out, then it's way outside and it's a waste. But if you miss in, you're leaving that pitch out over the plate. And a middle breaking ball is not something that you really want. As Fiola gets jammed, chased one low and in. Fouls it back. By the way, some other scores from non-public action. Del Barton leads Seton Hall Prep 2-0 in the 4th inning. Bergen Catholic has an early lead on DePaul 1-0. St. Augustine leads RBC 1-0. We already have a final score in. Mount St. Mary's defeated Morristown Beard by a score of 12-1. In the North Jersey side, as a 2-2, Fiola out to center field. This one's hit pretty well. Going back is Costabile, but it gets caught in the alley in left center field. The throw looks pretty good from the D3 quarterback, but it just skipped in a little bit late. I think Costabile didn't want to put all of his throwing power into that and try to overthrow it like he did before. So I think that was a conservative approach, but Fiola flies out to center just left of the center field apex, and it'll be Dante Bell now. I wonder if, I mean, that's such a difficult ball to judge because from down here it looks like really that ball could have gotten out, but then it just faded to the left a little bit, and it ended up going right in that left center field gap. That's 385, the deepest part of the ballpark. Runner on third, though. The runner did advance.
I'd like to see Bell try to pull this ball right here. That's where he's at his best. That's where he's got the most power.
That one's foul. No balls, 1 strike. 2 away and a runner on third for Bishop Eustace. At the letters, misses. 1-1.
Interesting to see what Rivera throws next after missing with that fastball right there.
Strike called, 1-2.
You can throw about anything right here. Go another breaking ball. Just can't miss it over the plate.
Rivera has had Bell's number. He's 0 for 2. He did line out to left field in his first at bat, but struck out to get out of a big jam in the second. Time called. 68 pitches for Josiah Rivera. Right around on cue with where McLaughlin's at. He ended the fourth with 74. But a bullpen game probably will be in order starting in maybe the sixth. As a ground ball that hits Bell in the box. It's still 1-2. Got a big piece of him there. But Bell will be followed by Rosenberg if the inning continues. And again, this is another situation where, you know, facing Dante Bell is one thing, but you really don't want to face Mason Rosenberg. Even though he's 0 for 2, feels like he could strike at any time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rivera ready with the runner Boyle after taking a big hit by pitch on third. Outside, 2-2.
I love his philosophy there, trying to dot that outside corner. Didn't miss by much. I wonder if he goes back to that. I'd have to imagine he does at some point.
Wouldn't mind seeing a breaking ball here on the inside half. Something that appears, you know, chest high and then drops down to the knees. Because he's had a good 12-6 today. There's a ground ball that's on the ground to third base. Sliding stop, it kicks away from Rivera. The run will score. That ball went all the way to second base. It's an RBI single. Off the bat of Dante Bell, it's his first hit of the game. But J.D. Rivera went for a slide, and now it'll be Mason Rosenberg at the plate with 2 down and a runner on and a run home. As we said, what a turnaround it's been for Mason Rosenberg. 1 home run, 222 average as a junior, and shocked everybody on his radar with a 4.11 average and 11 home runs this year. That one's outside to Rosenberg. But Colin Boyle came in to score. Again, he got hit by a pitch in the helmet.
Let's see what Rosenberg can do right here. I'd like to see him try to get in front of one.
2-0.
You gotta be thinking to yourself, you can't walk Rosenberg either, because if you get 2 guys on, that's probably gonna come for a coach's visit out to the mound.
Nobody warming up at this time for Holy Spirit, and nobody up in the pen for Eustace either. There's a bit of a mound just outside of the dugouts on both sides. It's the 2-0. That one's up. And now Rivera has matched McLaughlin's pitch count at 74. So both of these pitchers are roughly on the same track. The only difference is that Eustace is up by 5 runs, 6-1. But Eustace has also been swinging and putting the ball in play a lot sooner in their at-bats. 3-0 from the stretch is a strike called, 3-1. Can't be mad at that. You know, strike zone expands a little bit on 3-0. Wouldn't be surprised if Rosenberg had gotten a 3-0 green light, but with how prolific of a hitter he is, just decided not to bite at it. A 3-1. Ball 4. Bell comes in standing. It's a walk to Rosenberg, and Edwards at the top step of the dugout, and he's going to go out and talk to him. So that's exactly what you were talking about, Shane. Right on the money there. As he walked Rosenberg on 5 pitches, was down 3-0, and got that first strike, and just wasn't able to locate. I don't know if he was nervous about him or what the deal was, but it's not a situation you really want to be in.
No, definitely not. I mean, just trying to go out to the mound right now, try to calm him down, try to reset his mindset. I'd like to see him try to attack Sullivan right here.
Yeah, I'd like to see him just go a lot of fastballs in this at-bat. I think that's something that Rivera's got to do. I think at this point in the game, now that he's at 76 pitches with 2 runners on first and second, you got to think Holy Spirit's thinking about getting somebody up in the bullpen. I don't know who that would be specifically, but You got to imagine the gears are now in motion for Mike Edwards, the second-year head coach, like we said, former assistant at Mainland. We covered Holy Spirit last when Steve Normain was the head coach in 2024. They lost 3-1 to Bishop Eustace in this same environment. I can't remember if it was the quarterfinal round or the semifinals, but Landon Mack had a complete game effort, struck out 7 batters in the game. 2 on, 2 out. Josiah Rivera in trouble, and he'll step off. Gave up an RBI single to Dante Bell and then a 5-pitch walk to Mason Rosenberg. Sullivan clubs the ball to left. This one's up there. Going back over to his right. He has room, and he makes the catch. Inning over. So 1 run across, but it certainly could have been more. As after the mound visit, Josiah Rivera gets out without issue on a fly ball to left. We go to the 5th inning. It's Bishop Eustace 6 and Holy Spirit 1. Ogley to end the day for Luke Pokrovsky. Little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Charlotte Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3, Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish! And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday. Top of the 5th inning. Got a sandstorm back behind the plate here. It'll be Ty Costabile leading us off. 1, 2, and 3 for Holy Spirit versus J.J. McLaughlin in the top of the 5th inning. If you'd like to contribute to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, we do have a Venmo available as Costabile clubs the ball to right, flips the bat, and this ball is gone! Ty Costabile leaves the ballpark, and a shot to right center field cuts into the deficit on one of the first pitches of the inning. Costabile out to the right center gap, and it is a 6-2 game.
What a fantastic short swing right there. Straight to the ball, no messing around. He saw what he wanted, and he attacked it. I love that approach by him.
No, can't lie and say I'm not a huge fan of flipping the bat there down by 4 runs, but listen, he got all of it, and he deserves it. It's a long ball to right center field. It's his 5th home run of the year. And Holy Spirit now trails 6-2 on the solo shot. We were saying, though, if you'd like to contribute to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, we do have a Venmo at DW Broadcasting. We're a very small operation. This is not a game we are being paid for today, so doing it to promote the athletes on the field and advance our careers in sports media. I mean, my guy to my left, Shane Bobrovsky, making his DWB debut today as a senior at Doane Academy. He's headed to the University of Delaware. We try to do our best to promote sports broadcasting in the area and our athletics as well. As a pop fly to third base, couldn't come up with it. Boyle put a lot of effort into that play, but just couldn't do it. But again, our Venmo is at DW Broadcasting. Of course, not required, but incredibly appreciated. Everything goes towards equipment expenses, travel costs, and of course taking care of our crew as well, because we are a very small operation and we do the best we can to provide top-of-the-line coverage in South Jersey of all sports. As this ball's hit out to center field. This is deep. This is back, but it'll be caught in center field. Bit of an optical illusion out there, but it is taken in by Monterey as Mooney flies out to bring up Jack Murray. I don't know if it was just me, Shane, but I thought that ball was also getting out off the bat.
I thought that ball might have been going 400 feet.
Wind is blowing in a little bit, so who knows. But again, that center field to right center gap is just so tricky to deal with. But Costabile, the commit to Rowan University for football, blasted that one out to right center as there's a swing and a miss, 0-2. What did we say before, though? McLaughlin, he'll have a rough start to the inning, and then he will just have something click, and he settles in. Quick pitch, out, 1-2.
Great pitch right there.
One ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for J.J. McLaughlin. And there's 2 away. First pitch missed low to Weiss. Skips in, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Brecken Weiss, the catcher, who's 0 for 2. Pardon, 0 for 1. Walk and a ground out to short as there's a strike called, 2-1. Ground ball up the middle. It almost hit the bag. Bell on a slide, throws it. It's not in time. Weiss gets through it for an infield single. I thought that ball was going to hit the bag. But Brecken Weiss, an infield single, and we'll have another courtesy runner for him.
Great stop by Bell there. I thought that was going to get through 100%, but Bell made it interesting.
And now Bishop Eustace's pitching coach will come out. Our upcoming schedule for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting on tomorrow, June 3rd, we will have South Jersey Group 3 in the semifinals between Toms River South and Delsey. First pitch for that game is scheduled for 3 p.m. I'll be on the call with Greg Himes for that, former coach at Overbrook High School. Thursday, we will be at Gloucester Catholic if they win. Regardless of who wins this game, we will be at Gloucester Catholic for Thursday's sectional final between Bishop Eustace or Holy Spirit and Gloucester Catholic. And Friday right now is to be determined, but we have enough spots right now where we should be able to line up a sectional final somewhere, someplace with some school. So we're not sure yet. Obviously, we have to wait until Wednesday's games are in to see where we're going to go. Obviously, there could be some 1 seeds that are upended and whatnot, but it'll be a very much a wait-and-see situation. As that one missed, 1-0. That was pitch number 88 for McLaughlin. There was a right-hander briefly warming up in the bullpen for Holy Spirit. Didn't get a chance to see his jersey number as the 1-0. That one's lined into right field, a base hit for Josiah Rivera. So the pitcher helps his own cause, as he has pretty much all night. That's now his second hit. And Holy Spirit has cashed in for 3 base hits in the inning, including a home run.
Surprised nobody's up in that bullpen for Eustace, even with McLaughlin only having 21 remaining pitches left.
And 21 maximum. I mean, if you start an at-bat, let's say with 109 or 108, you can finish the at-bat. We saw that earlier. We saw that even here at Bishop Eustace with Richie Iolucci. Now time called. Yates is going to visit McLaughlin, and the home plate umpire is going to join him. We talked about this before. Dan McMaster gave us a good explanation of it. When a pitcher and a catcher go out to talk, the home plate umpire has to accompany the catcher out to the mound. It's a new rule for this year for the pitcher and catcher to meet, which is why when Yates went, the home plate umpire followed him out to the mound. That was the directive made by, not sure if it was an NJSIAA rule or an NFHS rule, you know, a nationwide thing. This one's fouled back. Look out. Oh! And everybody's heads turned there. I think even our field mic picked that one up. That was so loud. That ball's hit center field. He got under it, and Fiola's there. The inning is over. Monterey Spartan. Holy Spirit gets a run on a solo home run, but nothing more as they leave 2 runners on base as Ty Costabile lifts the ball out to right center field, sends us to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Holy Spirit 2, Bishop Eustace 6. Dante Monterey leads us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5, 6, and 7 for Bishop Eustace. Monterey has reached base twice. He did score both times. Had a base hit in the 2nd. He walked in the 3rd, but came around to score on 2 throwing errors that happened on 1 play on a stolen base attempt. He stole 2nd, throw from the catcher got away. And then the throw from the center fielder got away as well, and it allowed Monterey to go from 1st to home as it's 2-0. Monterey, McLaughlin, and Iannone due up.
Let's see if McLaughlin can try to get a fastball out in front here and just try to pull it to right field.
That's where Costabile hit his. Strike called.
Great pitch by Rivera right there.
That was pitch number 80 for Josiah Rivera, who had a base hit in the 5th. Was able to help his own cause as there's a swing and a miss.
If I'm Rivera, I get him my best pitch right here, whether that's the slider, the fastball, whatever you feel most comfortable with. You have to start the inning with an out. It's the biggest inning of the game so far for Holy Spirit defensively.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Monterey. Rivera's 2-2, low and inside. By the way, in South Jersey non-public A, the semifinals up in Flemington, Christian Brothers and Immaculata are tied 0-0 going to the 7th inning. I don't have a score update on Gloucester Catholic Rennie right now except for the update that we got 4-0 GC in the 4th. But that was a good half hour ago now, so we'll see if we have anything else coming in. Strike 3 called. Changeup at the knees on a 3-2. And Rivera picks up the strikeout. That's his 3rd. And McLaughlin will come up here with the bases empty and 1 away.
Absolutely frozen right there. Belt high changeup, inside corner like that. I mean, such a hard pitch to replicate on the mound. I don't know if, we'll see that again, but credit to Rivera right there. I mean, he just absolutely froze him.
J.J. McLaughlin, the batter. He's 1 for 1. Single in the 2nd inning. Came around to score. He had a bunt single. Beautifully placed, if we recall, back from the 2nd, and a walk in the 3rd. That one's out. 1-0. But McLaughlin, if you recall in that 2nd inning, they led off with 2 base hits by Sullivan and Monterey's, and then McLaughlin, we had pondered about whether or not he would drop a bunt down, and then he did. It was beautifully placed, hit the grass well. And now McLaughlin, center field. This one's deep. Costabile going back. He falls down, and it's gone! J.J. McLaughlin helps his own cause with a drive to center field. Dead central, 7-2. Look out below. 2nd home run of the game. Won by Costabile, now won by the pitcher McLaughlin. A solo shot to center field, his 4th of the year. And Bishop Eustace, they gave up a homer and they got it right back. It's 7-2.
Fantastic swing right there by McLaughlin. I mean, he saw it, he wanted it, he got it. Perfect execution right there.
Can't ask for anything more than that. I mean, just squared it up, drilled it to center field. It's another one where you didn't know if it was going to get out, but how unfortunate was it? Costabile fell down tracking the play. It's a highlight reel home run right there as Iannone swings through it. Iannone is 0 for 2. He had an RBI ground out in the 2nd inning. He popped out to the shortstop in the 3rd. Iannone's had that happen a few times where he's been really ahead of the first pitch. And that hasn't really helped him a whole lot. And he hasn't struck out for what it's worth, but he's been really early on that first pitch. Ground ball up the first base line, foul. It's 0-2.
Going back to the home run by McLaughlin, I think Costabile might be thanking that it got out, because that got down in the field of play and he fell down and would have been blaming himself for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think it honestly was better that it got out, because if it stayed in, that would have been extra bases. Could have even been a triple for McLaughlin. I mean, he's a quick runner. He's a kid that does a little bit of everything. Rivera ready. In agreement with his catcher. In agreement. It's low. 1-2. Sometimes I just make up words. I don't even know what I'm saying. Agreements? What are we talking about here? 1-2.
That's why English is the best language. You can make up whatever you want and make it sound like a word.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Iannone. The 1-2. Fouled back. And we're making up new words all the time. The word misspoke didn't exist until the 1970s, when a PR advisor for Richard Nixon used the word to describe a development in the Watergate scandal, and that was the first time that anybody had ever used the word misspoke. So I don't know, maybe my invention of the word agreeance will come around in due time. The 1-2. Breaking ball called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. That's another strikeout for Rivera. It's his second of the inning.
Like I said, that backdoor breaking ball. If it's there and it works, hats off to the pitcher. It's a great pitch, but can't miss it. And Rivera didn't.
And he's had 2 strikeouts this inning, both looking. The batter will be Gabe Yates, the catcher. Total of 4 strikeouts for the right-hander. 3 of those 4 have been in the last inning. He had 1 in the second that got out of a jam. That one's up and in to Yates. Fastball ran a little bit too high. The 1-0. That one is low. Tune in on Monday, June the 8th for our first Summer League game of the year between the Vineland Gardens and the Pittman Bad Guys in the Tri-County Summer League. The game will be played at Alcyon Park in Pittman at 7 p.m. on Monday the 8th. It's our first game of a total of 16 this year in the Tri-County Baseball League. There's a strike call, 2-1. Vineland's got a lot of great players on that team. Anthony Charles, Victor Okendo, and a great head coach in Chris Williams. And Pittman, of course, led by the legendary Kip Bard. A couple of Gloucester Catholic guys like Luke Lesh on that team as the 2-1. That one's inside. Luke Lesh actually played hero for Pittman. They won the Carter Cup Championship back in August. It was a 12-inning game versus the Washington Township Senators. And in the 12th inning, Luke Lesh crushed a 2-run home run that won the game. It's one of the biggest home runs I've ever seen in baseball in my history of commentary. As there's a strike call, and it's 3-2. That was pitch number 95 for Rivera. They're getting another guy out there, getting ready to warm him up. That is number 21, Dominic Swiderk, a freshman. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Yates might have gotten a piece of it, but on a ball that ran up and in, Rivera was able to get him. So 3 strikeouts and a home run separate them. What an odd inning it was for Josiah Rivera. But we go to the 6th inning. It's Bishop Eustace 7, Holy Spirit 2.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Carson Brandt, the new pitcher for Bishop Eustace. The first pitch has popped up, backing out of play. Onto the JV field, it's 0-1. Brandt, 2.24 ERA in 25 innings for the 5'11", 190-pound left-hander. 25 innings, 8 walks, 22 Ks, 3.11 career ERA. There's a swing and a miss.
I love Brandt's breaking stuff. So hard to read.
Sometimes that's all you need. You don't even need an overpowering fastball, just something that gets them to swing and miss, as that one's high to Mullen. It's 1-2. 7, 8, and 9 for Spirit in the top of the sixth. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brandt has appeared in 12 games this year, and in only 3 of them has he thrown more than 2 innings. That's a foul ball. Yeah, Tropiano's arguing the call. It hit the batter in the box. And Tropiano was very dismissive of the home plate umpire. He was saying that the ball didn't hit him in the box, and it was just a back and forth. And he was saying it did. Tropiano shook his head and he said, no, it didn't. There, strike 3 called at the knees. 1 away. It's the first strikeout for Brandt.
Great pitch by Brandt there. Could go anywhere with that 1-2 count. But I like that fastball. Challenge him, attack him. And now we got 5 outs till this game's over.
We will have a pinch hitter. I'm a little bit surprised that they're hitting for Paul Spina, but they will instead go with Rocco Baldino. Popped up foul. I guess it's a good platoon play, you know, to have him come in, avoid the lefty-lefty matchup. Baldino's a 263 hitter. 10 for 38, 8 RBIs, 1 extra base hit, and 5 walks. There's a strike called. Looking for his first hit since April the 22nd, which was a 19-6 loss to Buna. Brandt the 0-2. Swing and a miss, he got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for the left-hander. And this feels like this is all the momentum that Bishop Eustace needs, as there's 2 away in the top of the 6th inning. Back-to-back Ks in relief here. Mullen looking, Baldino swinging. And now it'll be Michael Scher, the designated hitter. He is 0 for 2. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Holy Spirit are combined 0 for 8. And there have been 7 strikeouts in the bottom 3 batters in the order. I think that really goes to show, I mean, Holy Spirit's a talented team, but it feels like it's just been a little bit top-heavy for them today, and that's been one thing that they've struggled with. A lot of their production has actually been more so out of the middle of the order. Josiah Rivera has had 2 hits. That one's low. That hit Yates in the face mask. It's now 2-1. And, of course, Ty Costabile had that solo shot to center field for the Rowan football commit. He's in the on-deck circle if the inning continues. Lefty-lefty matchup. Wouldn't make sense to take out a guy who's already got a home run in this game, ride the hot hand, if you will, regardless of the handedness of the matchup. And it's 2-2.
100%, I agree with that, Dan.
I mean, I can understand Baldino coming in because it's a righty versus a lefty, but for Costabile, I feel like, it's a priority that's definitely different. 3-2. 2 outs. If Josiah Rivera comes back into the game, he'll enter the 6th inning with 96 pitches. And he'll have a maximum of 14 ready to go. As we said, that Swiderk, the freshman, is ready, or at least warming up. That ball gets away. It's ball 4. And the 9-hitter Michael Scher gets a free pass, working the count from Carson Brandt. So here is Costabile. Had that home run to center field, out to right center, the shortest of short porches in the 5th. Still got all of that ball. I mean, that ball probably would have gotten out in a lot of ballparks. Fouled back. Got a piece of it. It's 0-1.
you have to be thinking, is Costabile trying to replicate that exact same swing? I mean, I would, but you don't need a home run this instance. You got to keep the moving inning. Just keep the train going. Get guys on.
When we called the game with Washington Township and Rancocas Valley, it was Greg Himes that said it best, and he said when his team was down, he would always tell his team, there's no such thing as a 5-run home run. You just have to take it one swing at a time, and you really just have to figure out what's best for this team and what's best for the team to claw a comeback. Oh, 1-1.
Great take by Costabile there.
On another fastball, too. Brandt with 17 pitches this inning. He took over for J.J. McLaughlin, who had 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, and only allowed 5 hits, the most consequential of which was that solo home run by Costabile. 2 balls, 1 strike, runner on after a free pass. Brandt delivers. Swing and a miss. Oh, did he get a piece of somebody that time? It's 2-2. It was a big backswing by Costabile. It's a powerful swing at that. 9-1-2 for Eustace in the bottom of the 6th, looking for some insurance. But Holy Spirit looking to get back into the game. Line drive. That one is foul. Couldn't catch the chalk. That was maybe less than 3 feet from hitting the right field chalk and being extra bases for the center fielder. He's 1 for 2. A hit by pitch back in the 1st inning. He was retired on a fielder's choice later that inning. Pitch number 20 in the relief outing. He got him! Breaking ball, swept away. And it's 3 strikeouts for Carson Brandt in relief. Picked up where McLaughlin left off, and they leave a runner on as Carson Brandt gets Bishop Eustace 1 step closer to a sectional final. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Eustace 7, Holy Spirit 2. Jersey is the number 2 seed. As we said, they beat Manville 19-0 in the 1st round, which was even larger than Audubon's 16-0 win over Paulsboro as the 1 seed in the 1st round. That one's hit out towards center field, straight away. Oh, she misjudged it. Got over her head in center field. Now this one's got a chance to be 3 bases for Spire. She's flying around 3rd. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. What a way to kick off a semifinal with an inside the park home run. Emma Spire, who will take her talents to the Great Danes after 2026, lights up the scoreboard with a fly ball that got misjudged in center field.
Doubleheader reached first on an error in the first at-bat of Game 2. This one's lined into center field. Slider going over. He dives. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Ryan Slider makes the catch. Not on a slide, but instead on a dive. 2 away.
New pitcher for Holy Spirit here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Dominic Swiderk, the freshman, coming into this game with 12 2/3 innings, 10 walks, just 1 strikeout, and a 3.32 ERA. And he's only appeared in 3 games, one on April the 26th versus Spotswood, another time on May the 8th versus Ocean City, and one on May the 15th versus Overbrook. That was the CVC Classic that he made his season debut in and his career debut in. But he's been mostly a starter through 6 innings versus Overbrook, which is why it's so shocking that he only has 1 strikeout, and that was versus Ocean City. This Swider kid seems like a pitch-to-contact guy, and he'll do so versus the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Boyle, Fiola, and Bell. Bottom of the 6th inning. Chance for some insurance as a looping breaking ball misses at the letters. It's 1-0. Boyle is 0 for 1. He had an RBI ground out in the 2nd inning, but he got drilled in the head with a hit by pitch in the 4th. Luckily, he was okay, and he actually came around to score. Whoa. That one sailed. 2-0. Can't imagine that's a good feeling for Boyle to be in that situation where you know you already got hit in the head, and that one just sailed up and in. They were making sure Swiderk was okay because that ball really was uncharacteristic for what it's worth. As a 2-0. The strike called, 2-1. In the on-deck circle will be the left fielder, Roman Fiola. There's another strike, 2-2.
Really interesting to see how off-speed heavy he is. I thought he would attack a little bit more, but I mean, it's a pitch-to-contact kind of guy. Can't really afford to give him any long balls or hits.
This one's fouled back.
Especially down 5 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Taking a look at the Olympic national standings, Bishop Eustace won the division 24-4, Cherry Hill West 20-6. Was a 4-way race that turned into a 3-way race that turned into a 2-way race with Morristown and Paul VI, along with Seneca in that 2nd tier as there's a swing and a miss. Boyle down on strikes, throw to first is in time. And that wind now really starting to blow in, which is what's made it all the more surprising that we've had 2 home runs in this game. But it's been a little bit gusty. It's picked up more as the game has gone on. It was pretty calm when we started. But Roman Fiola will bat. And meanwhile, you compare that to when we saw Eastern and Eustace. That was a 12-6 game in favor of Bishop Eustace that saw 4 home runs. Winslow, 1-0. Again, Toms River South and Delsea for us tomorrow. Thursday, if Eustace wins, assume it'll be GC Eustace. And Friday will be a sectional final someplace, somewhere. That one's up and out, 1-0. Swider, low, 3-0 down to Fiola.
You'd have to imagine a fastball's coming here. And I'd be ready if I was Fiola, ready to attack it.
Green light, bases empty, 3-0.
Absolutely.
See what he's got. The freshman delivers. And yeah, he gave him a green light. That would have been ball 4. It was way up and outside. And Fiola, of course, knew it. The 3-1. This ball's hit out to left field. It's going to hug the line. And out of play. 3-2. It's what makes it all the more consequential that he swung at that 3-0 pitch.
He was in a spot, though, in my opinion, where he could afford to swing at that 3-0 pitch. But it definitely turned out to be a mistake right there. Now he's in a full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And that is ball 4. So no harm, no foul in the first place. And Fiola gets his walk after all as a send up Dante Bell. And now, unfortunately for Holy Spirit, that unless this is a double play ball, Rosenberg's going to bat in the 6th. Swider delivers from the stretch. Low and in to Bell, 1-0. By the way, in non-public A, the semifinal, St. Augustine and Red Bank Catholic tied at 3. In our last check, Gloucester Catholic leads Ranney 10-4, so very good chance Gloucester Catholic, to the surprise of really nobody, will get to the next round. They scored 6 runs in the 4th inning. That one's foul. 1-1. I mean, listen, most situations I would, not be too thrilled if it was the same two teams facing each other 3 years in a row. Remember, I grew up watching the Cavaliers and the Warriors play goodness knows how many NBA finals in a row. But GC and Eustace, they are all so good with so much talent replenished year after year. As that ball gets away, Weiss picked it up, and it's a wild pitch. It sends Fiola to second. But my point is that it feels like no matter what year it is, Bishop Eustace and Gloucester Catholic would always deliver. 2 years ago, I remember very well, Eustace and GC. Landon Mack threw in that game. And it was a walk-off. It was 0-0 going to the bottom of the 7th. And Jack Mastero had a walk-off double out to right center field. And it was one of the most intense celebrations I had ever seen. And Gloucester Catholic went on to win the whole thing. I believe they beat St. Mary's Rutherford, I think, to win that. It was either St. Mary's Rutherford or something like that up north at Veterans Park in Hamilton. The 2-1. That one's high.
Well, there's a reason that Gloucester Catholic and Eustace are always in the spots that they are every single year. They got great coaches, great players, and they got all the money in the world. I mean, money is the key to everything, especially a great program.
Yeah, I kind of compare it to the fact that, we look at college baseball now with NIL. That's changed a lot of programs, but now in the college baseball playoffs, we've seen in the regionals more teams than ever as 3 or 4 seeds making their way into the spotlight. We've got back-to-back walks here. The batter is Rosenberg. But they've got another right-hander warming up in the bullpen. That is number 10 in Kieran Mackey. So with Mackey warming up, they're going to try to figure this out here with Mason Rosenberg, who, well, I think it goes without saying, but a home run swing would blow this game open for what would be his 12th of the year and would tie the state lead with Mickey Gilligan. That one's low. I mean, how aggressive do you think Rosenberg's going to swing here if he gets something to hit?
I think he's going to be very aggressive. I mean, he wants to put this game away completely.
Make it an 8-run game, something that's hard to come back from in 1 inning.
The difference between 8 and 5, it's incredible.
Strike called outside corner, 1-1. I'm very surprised that Swiderk went with the first pitch curveball there. And I mean, that's a pitch that I would throw on 0-2. It's not exactly a pitch that I would be thrilled throwing on the first pitch, especially to a guy like Rosenberg. Don't want to leave one out over the plate. Good frame that time by Weiss. Got that one to snap back up on a ball just above the knees. It's 1-2. So 1 away, 2 on. A strikeout opened up the inning, but now this freshman, Swiderk, has walked the number 1 and number 2 batters for Bishop Eustace. With the winningest head coach in South Jersey and Sam Tropiano versus a young but rising star in Mike Edwards, as that ball hits Rosenberg in the front foot. It's like it didn't even hit him at all. Just stoic. It's a hit by pitch and the bases are loaded with no hits in the inning.
You'd have to imagine the pitching coach comes out, and here he is.
Yeah, there he is. So Sullivan will bat. And this is a tough situation here for Holy Spirit because not only do you have to limit the damage, I mean, if Sullivan gets a ball out of the yard, you make it 11-2, you could be talking about mercy rule territory here in the 6th inning. Again, I do not envy Holy Spirit's situation here. I mean, you've got the bases loaded, 1 out, but Eustace hasn't put a ball in play all inning. They've had 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and they opened up the inning with a strikeout. So I really do not know what's the best course of action here for Holy Spirit. You've got a freshman on the mound who's only appeared in 3 games, but he's had mostly starter work, and he's pitched versus good teams. I mean, Spotswood and Ocean City are 2 very solid programs. So I'm curious where they're going to go here because, I mean, obviously you hope for a ground ball. I would have to imagine if I'm Swiderk, I want to throw the ball high half of the zone. Try to get Sullivan, who's got a taller frame, to swing down, put the ball in play, get a chopper or something. I mean, Holy Spirit's had a couple opportunities to turn a double play, and they have ignored them every time. They haven't even gone to second. They just go straight to first. Maybe that is a good idea, to get a ground ball, get an out one way or another. If it's a sac fly, fielder's choice. That's what I'm talking about there, though. That one was just about at the letters. If he swings at that, there's a good chance that he doesn't square up on great contact there because Sullivan is a batter that works very well on pitches low in the zone.
I'm surprised the middle infield is so far back. I understand when trying to turn a double play, but I feel like the priority should be getting the guy out at home on a ground ball.
Fly ball by Sullivan, right field line. This one is up. It's in play, but this one will run out of room. It crosses the white chalk, and it goes out of play. It's 0-2. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I understand why J.D. Rivera's in at third. I understand why Paul Spina's in at first base. But I think the conventional thinking is that the further back you're playing, the more room there is to react on a ground ball. So if you have those guys move in 2 or 3 steps, sure, they can still turn double play, but you're kind of slashing their reaction time. So if a ball gets hit sharply there, that could be the difference between a play and an error. There is a ground ball. That one is going to get through. It's stopped at short, but everybody is safe. A diving effort by Chase Wilson. It's an RBI single, and it's now 8-2.
I feel like at this point you have to take some chances because a grand slam just ends it. And with Matarese up, that's more than possible.
That'll be a big game winner for him with 9 home runs this year. Bishop Eustace is a team that definitely plays a consistent game. They've been consistently good every year. They scored 4 runs in the second inning, and they have scored 1 apiece in every inning since. And Matarese with a big swing. This one's foul towards the parking lot. But Matarese, 1 for 2. Single, a walk, and a strikeout. He has scored twice. Bases loaded, 1 away. Low. Hit the dirt, but just on top of the plate. And it's 1-1.
Interesting that he's not in the windup right here.
Trying to work from the stretch. 1-1. Up and out. 2-1. Yeah, you don't have a lot of room here. If a ball gets out, the game's over. Not to mention that'll be our first Grand Slam of the year on DWB. Actually, no, our first high school Grand Slam. We had one in JUCO with Nick Slogic for Rowan College at Gloucester, the 2-1. Got jammed. And I don't know about you, Shane, but that was a home run swing.
That was a home run swing.
That was a swing where if that ball was out over the plate, that one's on to Route 70.
1,000%.
The on-deck circle is J.J. McLaughlin, who is the DH. He got taken out of the game after 5 strong innings, but he did homer in the 5th inning. Traded off a home run with Ty Costabile both to center/right center field. But with the Spartans having a pitcher in the bullpen, 1 swing away from this game being out of hand as it's low, 3-1. Now, if you're Mike Edwards, if this run walks in, I think they take him out here. Season's on the line, nothing to lose. You know, if you come back and win, you play Gloucester Catholic on Thursday. But you got nothing to lose and your season's on the line. I wouldn't be surprised if this run walks in or if he gets an infield single, Mike Edwards is going to call to the bullpen.
I agree with
that. That ball's hit out to center
gone.
field. This one's up. And this one is over! Game-winning grand slam for Dante Matarese. What a way to put an exclamation point on a playoff win. 12-2 in 6 innings. Matarese, one swing. And it ends a game, it ends a season, and Bishop Eustace will head to Brooklawn Thursday. Wow. A game-winning grand slam by Dante Matarese. It's a heartbreaker to end end Holy Spirit's season to deep center field. And it's a 12-2 final in 6 innings. Incredible swing by Matarese. It's his 10th home run of the year. It puts him right up there with the state's best in home run power. He contributes the biggest swing of them all, and it ends in a run rule victory. And we do have a score here before we head off as Gloucester Catholic leads Ranny 13-4, so that could be 2 non-competitive semifinal games, which would most likely set up Bishop Eustace versus Gloucester Catholic for a 3rd year in a row. A heartbreak to end Mike Edwards' season and Holy Spirit season, and they'll have a long trip back to Absecon, but Bishop Eustace with their 25th win of the year, a 12-2 final. Just a fantastic game all around. But your player of the game is going to go to J.J. McLaughlin. He had 5 innings on the mound, had 7 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed, and just 2 runs. And he also had a home run on the offensive side as well. So Bishop Eustace wins. McLaughlin's your player of the game. From our entire crew on DWB, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. My color commentator, Shane Bobrovsky of the Doan Academy. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow from Delsey Regional High School in Franklinville as Toms River South visits the Delsey Crusaders in the semifinal round of South Jersey Group 3. Our final score tonight, Bishop Eustace 12, Holy Spirit 2 in 6 innings.